Well, I seen the video the other day, and the fellow asked a question. He says, as older riders, what should you be riding? Well, at 72, I feel like I'm probably qualified as an older rider. I'm not the oldest rider by any means, but me, I like dual sports. I like dirt bikes. I like adventure bikes. Cruisers are all right. I got nothing against any bike in the world. But the thing of it is, the question was asked, as an older rider, what kind of bike should you buy? What should you be riding? Well, and this guy, I hate to say it, but he was probably from England, and he was pushing the Tigers and the Triumphs are hard. Triumphs are good bikes. I've got nothing against Triumphs. I like Triumphs. I owned 3 of them in my younger days there, and I thought they were great bikes. But here's the thing. As an older rider, what kind of bike should you ride? There's nobody out there that can tell you what kind of bike you should ride. You are the only person that knows what kind of a bike you should ride. So, I like dual sports. Am I the world's best dual sport rider? Hell no. But it doesn't make a difference. I enjoy it. I love it. It's just something that's always been with me. I love being in the dirt. Love being in the woods. That's the way I live. That's the way I relax. That's the way the world comes together for me. Now that's just me. And they talk about, and this guy was talking about bikes and sitting positions and all this kind of stuff. And that's well and good, but you can't make a general observation for everybody, okay? Because I'm 6 foot tall, weigh about 180 pounds, 175, 80, 85, I don't know. I don't even care. The way I sit a bike, the way I ride a bike, is going to be different from somebody that's, we're going to say, is 5'6", or somebody that's 6'3", and everything in between, okay? And that's what I'm saying. It's like the height of your handlebars, the way your handlebars adjusted, how wide they are, how close they are to you, how far away from it, and so many things enter in. Seat heights, okay, of course, seat heights is a big factor, ground clearance, okay, which affects your seat height, okay. Then there again, it's how much power do you want, how much power do you need. If you were just say if you're 6'5" and you weigh 260 pounds, the 300L is going to look like a flea on an elephant's ass, okay? You're going to need a bigger bike. You probably need at least a 450, a 500, or 600 class, okay? And that's what I'm saying. Everybody is different. Everybody has to style their riding around their wants, needs, and their body size, what size person they are. Because unfortunately, bikes are not made for everybody. They're not, one size don't fit all. It ain't like stocking cap. So, you've got to pick the bike that will fit you. And there again, when you're picking that bike, you got to pick the bike that fits your riding style. Okay, if you just like to cruise highways and stuff, then get you a cruiser, get you a big bike, but you say, well, I can do a little bit of tiny off-road, but I don't want to give up the comfort of a heavier bike, then get you an adventure bike, something that you do kind of, a little bit of each. But if you're going to get off there in the rougher parts, single tracking or trail riding, I'm talking about serious trail riding, not rocky road riding, and there is a difference. It's all off-road riding, but there is a difference. Rocky road riding is fun. It's great. I do a lot of that. I love it, but I also like doing the little single tracks, and this is what I call dirt bike riding, okay? So it just depends on what you want to ride. There is no one bike out there that's going to do it all. There's no way, okay? You would have to have something that you can inflate, deflate, blow up, make heavy, make light, and you just have to change the bike every time. All you need is a set of handlebars and stick it on whatever bike you want. So there's no perfect bike. You got to choose the way you want to ride, and the point of being is, as older riders, what kind of bike should you ride? Ride whatever fits you. Ride whatever fits your ideas of what you're looking for, what fits your riding skills, what fits your riding needs. That's the kind of bike you should ride at an older age. We all know that at an older age that sometimes and I'm gonna stress this real hard. We all know that sometimes at an older age we can't do things like we used to at a younger age. And most of the time, that's because we can't become complacent in our 50s of the way things was, and we gave up on everything. We was too focused on and like I said, I'm not saying anything bad about family and jobs and all that kind of stuff. We was too focused on the world to worry about our own personal enjoyment. There's nothing wrong with taking care of your family and worrying about the world and all that kind of stuff, but you've got to have time for yourself. It's called relieving stress. It's called getting rid of stress. It's called getting out there and clearing your mind, clearing your head, doing something for yourself. Because I've noticed, with there for a long time, I didn't ride. I had dual sports, but I didn't really ride them like a dual sport. I just rode them on the street. And I had a cruiser. And so I just did the little dual sport just every once in a while, go down a country road or something like that. Most of the time I was on the cruiser. Well, I found out that I had lost a lot of my skills on a dual sport because I wasn't riding like a dual sport. I was just riding like a little back roads cruiser. So, and that's what I'm saying. And then the more you ride it, you'll get some of that skill back, and you'll learn what you can do, and you'll learn what you can't do, okay? It's not going to happen overnight. Okay, I haven't really seriously been riding back in as dual sports as far as riding them as dual sports / trail bikes in the last, I don't know, I'm going to say probably since 2020. Okay, so it's only been about 3-4 years, because before I had the KLRs. And the KLR is a wonderful bike, but the KLR is not an off-road bike. It's a dual sport. It'll do some light-duty off-road. It'll do some gravel road there. And if you're strong enough and you're big enough and you've got enough ambition, you can do some single track with it. But it's heavy. It's 378 pounds. But anyway, so after I got rid of my Kawasaki's, I got a Versey, and then I was into just the street screeching, just going as fast as, hell-bent for Texas. And then I thought, you know what? I really missed the 200s, the 250s, the 300 class machines. I had more fun on those little bikes. But if I get back into that, I need to start riding them as dual sports. Okay, so I started getting back into it, and I started riding them as dual sports. And I have, like I said, I've regained some of my skill level. I'm still like a newborn calf on ice, but it's like I'm better at it. I'm better at it now than what I was 4 years ago, okay? And that's what I'm saying. You think that you've lost that skill forever, but you haven't. It's just like anything else. You just haven't used it, so it's new to you again. So that's what I'm saying. If, as an older rider, get out there and get you a bike, and I've said it in videos before, and if you really want to get back into doing some serious riding, get you a little beat-up dirt bike of some sort and get out there and learn the taste of dirt. Yeah, I know us older people don't heal near as quick and all this kind of stuff, and I understand that. But baby steps. Just take your time, okay? Just go out there and run around an open field there and say, boy, I wonder what happened if I'd go out there and I'd like to rear end up and slide just a little, okay? So you go out there and you get to playing around. Pretty soon, the more you play, the better you get all up. And then all of a sudden, you know what you can do and know what you can't do, okay? Baby steps, baby steps, baby steps, baby steps. That's about like, as an older rider, getting back into shape to do some riding, okay? Baby steps. Most of us, it took us 50 years to get in the shape that we were, okay, when we give up on everything and thought, well, I'm too old for that. It took us, 50 years to get there. Well, it's going to take time for it to get back saying, I can still do that. And that's what I'm saying. If you can do it, take baby steps. Get yourself back in there. Don't get carried away. And if somebody else makes fun of you, say, oh, you ride like an old man, say, yeah, that's right, but I'm happy riding like an old man. At least I'm still riding, okay? So take baby steps, and you got to find the bike that's right for you. You got to find a bike that's the seat height makes a difference, and it's like on this 300. I do a lot of things with this 300. I wouldn't take this 300 on serious single tracking because to me it's not built right, okay? Because number one, the seat, it's got too high of a seat, and it's got the wheelbase is a little bit long. There's just so many things. But get the bike and know the bike for what you're going to use it for, okay? If that makes any sense. As an older rider, what kind of bike should you ride? What kind of bike do you want to ride, okay? If you're an older rider and you think, I'd like to do some, like while we was in Missouri one year, me and a friend of mine, and we was doing the little windy twisties. And if that's what's makes you happy, get you a windy twisty bike there, but practice and learn and learn and practice and practice and learn and learn and learn and practice and practice and practice, okay? Know exactly what you can do and what you can't do. And that's one of those deals where good safety equipment is a must, okay? So everybody talks about, should older riders ride? Hell yes, why not? I think an older rider should. The sky's the limit. Just because you're older don't mean you can't do it. You can do whatever you want to, and it's all on you. And don't get me wrong. I know some people have ailments and physical. I understand that. I'm not saying but you can work around that, or you can make that work for you. But you can make allowances. You can do it. It depends on how hard you want to do it. Okay, it just depends on how dedicated you are to do it. The human spirit, you can't kill it. If you want to do something, your spirit will find a way to do it. Okay, but if you want to give up on everything, that's all on you. Okay, so as an older rider, my advice to you, if you're wanting to get back into riding, or you wonder what kind of bike to buy, go sit on them, go look at them, and go to, like I said, if you want to do some off-road riding, go to an off-road riding park and watch these guys and see what they're doing and all this kind of stuff. Sit on bikes, sit on bikes, sit on bikes, sit on bikes, sit on bikes. I tell you what, a good rule of thumb is, if you're wondering how this bike's going to handle in whatever situation you're doing, get on that bike and sit there for a half hour without moving. And what that will do, it'll tell you how comfortable it is or how comfortable it is not, okay? Because when you're out there riding, it might be an hour between stops. So if you can get up on that bike, and like I said, get on that bike and don't move, don't change position, don't fidget, for 30 minutes, that will tell you the kind of bike that you need. You say, well, maybe I need one that has a little bit wider seat, or something with a little softer seat. Maybe I need something with the handlebars needs to be a little higher or a little lower, or they need to be a little narrower, okay? And that's what I'm saying. Just sit there, get on the bike, grab the handlebars there, and sit there for a half hour. Don't move. Don't fidget. Don't do that. Just sit there, and that'll tell you what you need to do that bike. That'll tell you the kind of bike you need to be looking for, okay? And then, of course, then you got to know where you want to ride and how you want to ride. As an older rider, yes, get back into it. Okay, hell yes, the sky's the limit, and get out there, because as usually as an older rider, you're retired and you finally got time, you can do what you want to do. Well, then make the most of that time, because we don't know how many days we got. Okay, I've seen happen so many times. Younger people than me that's passed away and they never had a chance to do this, or never had a chance to do that. So get out there, and if you're still breathing, you're still living, okay? Do it. Just do it. Like I said, I understand some people with health problems. I understand that totally. But it shouldn't stop you. Think about how you can do what you want to do, and think about what you need to do so you can still do what you want to do, and then just do it. So if that makes any sense to you, should an older rider ride a motorcycle? Hell yes. At 72 years old, I plan on riding until I can't throw a leg across on them. Then I'll get me a three-wheeler and I'll get me a ladder and stand up over it. Who cares? But ride as long as you can and get out there. The kind of bike you should ride is whatever fits your purpose. Okay, so I guess I guess that's kind of enough of that. I just like I said, I just seen that there and the guy and I thought, well, he's not wrong, but he's not right. He's not telling you everything you should know, and I might not be telling you everything you should know either. I'm just saying you got to get out there and look and sit and feel and if you have an opportunity, ride it. Okay, and the bad thing about it is when you're riding a bike there, test riding a bike there, that 5 minutes or 10 minutes you're on that bike ain't gonna tell you shit about that bike. Okay, I mean, it's like I said, get on that bike and sit on that thing for a half hour without moving, and that'll tell you a lot. So, but anything, if that makes any sense. Well, I guess that's kind of enough of that. Hey, ride safe, ride free, and always have fun. Get out and enjoy the world. Get out and enjoy life, and be your own person. Okay, do your own thing, and hey, who knows? You might live a little longer. Hey, ride safe, ride free.